and good morning. Welcome to my sacred space. This is Olivia, and I'm Olivia, and this is Tarot and Coffee with Olivia. I do that all the time. I try to say I don't know, whatever. Good morning. Thank you for being here. I hope you have your cozy drink, something that you like. Mm, a little treat in the morning time is what I do. I know some of y'all watch this at the end of the day. Um, there are lots of ways to connect with me. If you don't see my link tree in the description, then I've forgotten to put it in the description. Um, then you go ahead and look in my bio because I'll have it at the end of my bio as well here in YouTube. You can find it. And what's coming up? Oh, we have some really cool things coming up. We have a guest reader coming. We have I'm going to try sometime within the next week or two to do an introduction of myself and what I'm doing here with my face on camera. Um, and the other thing is coming, hopefully, sometime this month. We're going to do an interview with, I want to say an angel, but it won't be an angel. It will be many. So, but with one person channeling. And that's just the language I'm using to talk about what we're going to be doing because I'm not really sure um, exactly how to explain it. But if I say angels, I think you kind of understand. Um, I think you do. And if you don't, make sure you tune in. I'll be sure to make lots of announcements and stuff when we're doing it. Okay, so for the thought of the day, this is what I was thinking. So I may have told you guys this. I have a spirit guide that I speak to all the time, and they really help me to stay balanced. And over the last full moon, I'm embarrassed to say this, like I've known about this, but this was, well, I guess I used to do it a while back, but I'd kind of forgotten about it. I hadn't done it in a long time. And that is to take a little sip of coffee. Mm. And that is one way to really balance and ground yourself like nothing else is to stand barefoot in the grass. However, you can do more. Go ahead and take some water. And I did it under the moonlight because we were making moonlight water. However, it doesn't have to be done under a full moon or anything. You can just take a little bucket or even just a jar of water out into the night in your bare feet. Stand under a tree that you call your friend and pour that water as a little drink offering, as a little gift to the tree. But as you pour it, if you pour it over your feet while you're standing by the roots of the trees in the ground, it really will literally ground you as far as any electricity that's in your body. And it will literally, and then it will also just ground you spiritually and physically and just make you feel more comfortable and more balanced. It really does that. Now, I know you don't have time to go do that before you do the cards. That's fine. That was just kind of a thought of the day. I thought I'd throw in a little Mr. Rogers too um, about play. So I'll read Mr. Rogers' quote to you. Play. I just feel like we really need some Mr. Rogers right now with everything that's going on. Everything's opened up. Our numbers in COVID are skyrocketing. There are lots of scared people, a lot of angry people, a lot of people just out of their element. There's a lot going on. So, Mr. Rogers talks about play. Play is often talked about as if it were a relief from serious learning, but for children, play is serious learning. Play is really the work of childhood. I'd like to challenge that and say that it's good for adults too. I want you to get out and do something playful today. And now we're going to turn over our cards. I don't know if I explained properly, but it is a read of the day. So once you pick your card, there will be timestamps in the bottom, and then you can go to your timestamp. For instance, if you picked Buddha Frog, then you would go to the Buddha Frog timestamp, and then you can hear your one card reading of the day. Um, so if you haven't picked already, now's the time to go ahead and pause your video, and then that way you can have time to make your pick before I read what's under the feathers, which I'm going to do right now. You can see the card right here. Someone has written workmanship up on the top, which certainly may be part of what's going on today. This is the Three of Pentacles. Did I say that? Here we go. Let me put him right here. We'll move him so that you can see him a little bit better, hopefully. And there he is. There's definitely some serious work or play going. In fact, let's do that with the quote of the day. We're going to change work into play. We can do that. So with the Three of Pentacles in play today, we're talking about a game of cooperation. We're actually talking about a game of skills, talents, and expertise. So these are things that you can definitely enjoy about yourself, and enjoy about your team if you're working with a team. And you know, at every job I've ever had, I've learned how to play, not meaning play outside of what I'm supposed to be doing, but making my job playful. So whatever you're doing today, whatever you're working on, with whomever you're working, do take some time to find joy in your workmanship. Some joy, maybe a little bit of pride. It's okay to have a little pride, a little bit, right? And so now, yeah, find something very joyful. Look at that floor. Don't you just love it? Isn't that gorgeous? I just love these cards. They're beautiful. All right, what did I do with those feathers? They're way over there. Now we're going to turn over the turtle card. So if you pick the turtle card, you have the Nine of Wands today. There's that guy standing there. He's all got those wands planted behind him, and he's got one still in his hand. The look on his face looks like, well, it could look like a lot of things here. Let me pull it closer. See if we can get a good focus on that. To me, he looks a little mischievous. So, are we going to talk about the nature of play with this card? Let's do so. So, if you have the Nine of Wands today, what you have is, well, it's not quite mischievousness on his face. It's actually kind of being on the lookout and guarding. So guard your flag today if you're playing flag. What is it called? Capture the flag. It's not a very playful card. It really has to do with, unless what you're playing is something like wrestling or, like I said, capture the flag. But wands are really not about, they can be about work because they definitely have to do with tools that you might be using. Because wands are our tools, or their extension of ourselves, or the things that we use to get to where we need to go. And this card is actually saying there may be a delay in getting to where you're going, but you may be just needing to kind of step back and guard or protect yourself in a way. So I'm not sure if that can really be applied to play today. I said we could do it, but with this card it is a little bit more serious. It just says kind of be wary of what's going on around you. And that's your card today. What's going on around you that might affect you in a negative way. I'm going to put the frog back there. And we're going to turn over I keep wanting to call these feathers wings or leaves. They are feathers. 10 of Pentacles. This is about cooperation and partnership and working together, or playing together. You see, There's a child, there's dogs, there's an older gent here, there's two people uh, conversating, and it looks like they are in a maybe public area. Unless they've lived very opulently, then that might be their garden wall. Um, Basically, whenever I see dogs, and I don't know for sure because my original deck that I really learned from did not have dogs in the picture. But I really think of the joy it is to have a dog in your life as a partner, as a friend, as a companion. Dogs are just so extremely loyal, and they will love you and be loyal to you almost no matter what. Um, Also, in the spirit of playing, think about the free spirit of a dog who has gotten loose on garbage day and has the whole day before him. He's running with his tongue hanging out of his mouth as fast as he can, and you're calling. He may look back at you with a big grin on his face. Um, so that's a dog enjoying the day, but this card is also about cooperation, so know that that dog will come back and bring lots of that joy that he found out in the world back to you. Um, yeah, that's a great card to have today. And if you don't have a dog today, see if you can visit a dog. I don't know. We're all supposed to. I mean, COVID, whatever's going on, I don't know. It's you make your decisions. That's what everybody's doing anyway. You just make your decision about what you feel comfortable and safe doing in this time. Some of you I know are making decisions to go back to work when you don't feel ready, um, and that's a hard time. So in this moment, in this day, I'm hoping that you can find some joy and a reason to smile today and a reason to forget about your worries because there's really not a lot we can do about them, and that's what this card says. I have it upside down on purpose because it was drawn upside down when I drew it out of the deck. I'm going to put it right side up, and you're going to get to see this is La Morte, La Muerte, Didod, Dertad, Dertad. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not saying. I'm trying to read all these different languages, but you know it is death, and it looks as if in this picture the horse has trampled. The death has come and trampled someone quite kingly. Their crown is lying in the dirt right here. Um, but as I said, it was drawn upside down, so it doesn't really mean that someone's dying or someone is going to die today. It doesn't mean that. What it does mean is something is going to happen today that you have no control over. You have no power over it. All you have to do is experience it and accept it. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely an abrupt ending. Something today is going to happen that will bring you, and it's hard to find joy in the death card. Um, Except that when we're talking about transition and dreams. So a lot of times the death card, especially when it's inverted, has more to do with, or has to do with maybe plans that you've made or dreams that you've had. Those may end. That's okay. You can dream another dream. There's more to life. There's more. No matter how dark this ending or sharp this ending might be, the main thing I want to say to you guys today is do not be afraid. This is something you have to go through. This is something you have to experience. Um, and but that's not all there is to it. Um, if I were doing your personal reading, I would have clarified that card and we would know a lot more about it. I'm afraid I don't really have time to pull another card today, so we're gonna leave it like that. Um, don't be scared. I really don't think this card is about you or someone dying today. I really think it's more about an event, some other kind of event, something that's going to that you have no control over. Don't blame yourself. Don't say, "Oh, I wish I could have done this or that or the other," because you're fine, and it just had to happen. And that concludes. Is there anything else I need to say to you guys? I don't think so. So I'm just going to go ahead and end this video and post it. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow morning. Bye. Thank you.